Hi, I am Layla. Welcome to my channel. And today, this is going to be a continuation from the last video that I uploaded last week. Now, last week, I was talking about loneliness and how you deal with loneliness. And I actually was telling you about my personal journey, with loneliness, right? And so, yeah, last week I was making some herbs out of a glass with dirt and my seeds and my water. And I wanted to show you how one of my plants is doing. So the basil, as you can see, guys. So the basil is the only one that is actually sprouting now. So I was so excited. Look at it. Like my cilantro and my mint, not doing well yet. But we'll see what happens next week when I do the next video. So today, what I really want to talk to you about was, about, again, loneliness for me has meant, various things, you know what I mean? Because, as you begin to get older and I'm 45 years old now. Yes, I'm not ashamed to say that I'm 45. But as you begin to get older, you hear the saying, she's going to be an old maid. She's going to die alone. She's never going to ever find anyone. You hear all these things in your back of your mind, and you really want to try to say, hey, shut up back there, right? Shut up. How are you going to dictate my life and tell me what is going to happen to me? But, as you get older and as you begin to want different things in life, sometimes, the hurdle of actually, finding, a significant other can be very challenging. And especially right now, with the world that we're living in right now, with this global pandemic, right? Like, who's dating really? But trust me, I know lots of people are dating. I see it on the internet. Trust you, I see it. But, for me, I think for me, it really is more about me again, still really digging deep inside of myself and really being honest with myself, about what I want and, how do I feel, if I were to obtain what I want, and how am I going to feel if I never get that, right? The one thing I tell people, and people say this is weird, they think I'm a weird person. I am weird in general, but I'll tell myself, whatever my destiny is, whatever my fate may be, what I want is that whatever it may be, I want it to be easy for me, and I want to be comfortable with whatever that destiny is, right? Now, I definitely would love to be in a very, very loving relationship with a loving man who loves me and I love him, and we can kind of build a great empire together, or continue to build empires together. Of course, who doesn't want that, right? But what if that would never happen for me? How would I be, how can I deal with that, right? And as a human, of course, as a human, loneliness, if you are alone, it is a real strong emotion that most of the times can cause sadness, right? Now, again, my context of talking about loneliness is only about being with someone in a relationship, a romantic relationship. I think I was talking to my coach, a couple weeks ago, and she was just saying to me, she has a husband and 6 kids and she feels lonely inside. And so I'm not talking about that loneliness. That's a totally different type of loneliness. And I think, the worst loneliness that you can ever have, I think, is that if you're with someone and you feel alone, right? Can you just imagine that type of loneliness, being with someone and still feeling alone? That is definitely, a serious, deep emotion that definitely, really only brings about sadness, hurt, pain, resentment, all of that stuff that just doesn't feel good. So in my particular case, my loneliness, it really has allowed me really to get to know Layla. I have lots of friends, and I'm always amazed that, it's like they'll have one boyfriend, then they'll have another boyfriend, and they're with this boyfriend, and I'm just thinking, what am I doing wrong? I know that I'm not the ugliest girl in the world. I'm not the the beautifulest girl, but I'm not the ugliest, I can tell you that, right? And I wonder, like, how they can jump from man to man and just be with someone, and it's like, yo. And I'm like, for me, being alone in retrospect has really allowed me to get to learn and understand who Layla is. I know what makes Layla tick. I know what makes Layla sad. I know what makes me happy. I know things that I want to avoid. So I'm very, very in tune with myself. And on top of that, you know, what being alone has done for me, which I believe is something that I am so grateful for, you know, I thank God all the time, is that it has allowed me to have a greater sense of self, and it has allowed me to love myself so much better. So the thing I want to say in closing out this video is that loneliness, you know, it doesn't have to last forever. You know, you can start from a really, really dark place, and you can start sprouting out and growing and find that, you know, that spouse or that man that's going to really, really complete you. And just as much as my basil is sprouting, right? You know, it just kind of gives you hope, right? It gives you a strong feeling of hope. Now, I don't know, you know, I'm really excited about what 2021 has to offer for me within, you know, will this be the year that I, you know, find or I fall in love? And I'm not actively searching for love, so I want to just kind of clarify that as well. You know, a lot of people say, you know, how do you expect to find, you know, a husband if you're doing nothing about it, right? That's a tough question, right? Because, like, what can you do about it, right? So I'm not actively seeking a husband. I'm not looking for a husband. I'm not saying, hey, I want to get married. No. But, you know, you never know what 2021 is going to have in store for me. And I'm just grateful that as I continue to live in my loneliness of being alone, because I'm alone all the time, right? I'm a single person. I don't have any small kids with me. It's just me and my four walls, right? And I love me and my four walls, but sometimes you want to say, oh, right? So at the end of the day, you know, for people in a position like me who is in their 40s or 50s, and they're definitely, you know, looking for that significant other, looking for something other than themselves, you know, I would say never, ever, ever give hope, because you know what? You know, this is a beautiful reminder that growth always happens, and, you know, what is for you is for you. But I think I'm going to close this video by saying that it's very, very important to really, really kind of get comfortable in every scenario, you know. So, you know, if I will be single, you know, and if that is my destiny, then I am going to embrace it. I'm going to, you know, learn to be okay with it. And of course, there will definitely be times of loneliness, because, you know, I'm not lonely all the time. You know, it's just those times when you kind of wish you had someone to cuddle up with, or you wish you can watch a movie with someone, you know, like this normal human physical contact that you would just like, you know, it'd be nice to have someone here, right? That type of thing, you know. It's not like ongoing where I'm pulling my hair out. But remember, like, this here for me is a sign. I did 3 of them. Only 1 is sprouting, but I can't wait to do a video next week to show you how the other 2 are doing. Hopefully the other 2 are doing something, right? So guys, thank you for allowing me to share a little bit of loneliness, what it means to me, and how to accept loneliness, how to embrace it. And also, you know, the one thing I'll say that I kind of said I was in this video a long time ago, but I just thought about it right now because this is unscripted, of course, right? Never ever take you being alone for you being not good enough, you not being worthy enough, you not being pretty enough, you of not being a woman of substance. No, nix all of that, right? Nix all of that. Because the one thing you never want to allow something like loneliness to make you feel bad about who you are. Now, if you have behaviors and things that need to be modified, of course, modify it, right? But never, never, ever let your circumstances negate and make you feel, bad for who you are. If you need to do improvement, yes, do those improvements. But again, never, ever, ever, ever devalue yourself by a situation like being alone. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you next week. Hopefully, I can show you 3 sprouting plants. See you next time. Layla Letitia. Have a great one.